We recently remodeled our bedroom and we added this board and batten wall. It is Sherwin-Williams paint in the color pewter green, and I just love it. It's so pretty and tranquil. And we installed some sconces that are wireless. But if we pan over here, there's this empty space. I'm thinking that I want to put a skinny bench right here. I think that would be really cute. My tobacco basket used to hang here, but it's so overwhelming for this small space. Look how pretty that color is. I really want one of those skinny benches there, and then I have a painting I believe I'll be putting there. So let's get into the workshop and see what we can come up with. I just grabbed a pile of lath wood boards from my wood pile, and we're going to use those to create our skinny bench. My thought process is that I want to build the seat part of the bench first. I have several of these lath wood boards. I'll probably cut the seat from the center, and I'm thinking 6 inches wide, 36 inches long. The leftover pieces can be used for supports and for the legs. I did add some clamps to my seat, and I'm going to tape it to keep it where I want it before I take it to the miter saw. I cut the boards, and this will be the top. These boards are pretty warped, but I don't mind having some gaps here. And they will get a good sanding. Next, we're going to add the support pieces. And by that, I mean something to hold it together before we put on our legs. And then I'll measure in, no rhyme or reason, but I'll measure in 6 inches and place these supports. Before I attach the supports, I do want to glue and clamp these together, the seat. I did decide to add one to the center, a support board. So I did that at 18 inches, which is the center. And then 6 inches from this side and 6 inches from this side. And I'm going to attach that with the nail gun. Now, please keep in mind that my build is a very primitive build. These are old lathwood boards. They vary in size, they vary in thickness, but you could use the same technique that I'm using if you went out and purchased some cheap pine boards, say from the big box stores. That'll work perfectly fine, and then you could age them up yourself with some coffee and vinegar stain. I'm just using what I have, and I think it'll turn out great, but whatever you do will work out great too. We have a seat. I'm not worried about this glue. I will get that sanded off, but you can see how rough this is, but that's why I really like it. I've got some glue on the side here that'll have to be sanded off. But now we've got to work on the legs, and I'm thinking 4 legs. I will need to put a 15-degree angle on each of the legs and the 15 degrees that go up here. I'm not very good with angles, so we'll see how this goes. And I have 2 more to do, and I'm not sure how I will attach them yet.
I've got my 4 legs cut, and I did do 15-degree angles, and I'm going to insert a picture here so you can see how I did that. I will be inserting the legs right up against that first support and the second supports, and I'll be using the nail gun to do that. I'll just place them in there like this. I'll glue them down first. Also, I'll be placing them 1 inch from the edge. I got out my clamps and decided to clamp down the legs, and now I will be placing a spacer about 6 inches from the bottom, and I'm going to cut that spacer at 3 inches, and it'll just give the whole bench a little more stability. And I'm just going to make a mark for that 6-inch placement. And if you wanted, you could place that support and then you could add a shelf at the bottom as well if you made the bench top wider. So that's an option for you as well. But here I am, I'm just measuring out the 3 inches. And I'll need to cut 2 of those, 1 for each side. I've got my supports cut and I've placed them inside. I did glue them in and then I clamped that as well so that I can use the nail gun to secure that. I have secured the support to the legs 6 inches from the bottom, and now I will be securing the seat or the top of the bench to the first set of legs. I'll use a nail gun to do that. And the first set of legs with the support is now attached to the top of the bench. We just have to do the other side. And here is our cute little skinny primitive bench. It measures about 36 inches wide, 16 inches tall, so it's perfect for a small space. And it's actually very sturdy. And I was very proud of myself for accomplishing the angles on the legs. And you could also add, like I said, a shelf across the supports. But this is a very easy beginner project. You can just use any boards that you already have. And I'm ready to put some coffee stain on it and let it dry. And here's another shot of it. And I did want to tell you that it is 6 inches deep. So I think it's perfect. I really like this size, and you could make it any size you want. And here she is in her new home. I added a candle that my daughter gave me, one of my grunged up jars, and some of my devotionals. And there's my new picture. I just love that. I appreciate you hanging out with me today. If you have any questions regarding the process of building this skinny primitive bench, feel free to leave a comment. I thank you for watching, and until the next video, God bless. If you're new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button and smash that notification bell so that you never miss a video. And if you're returning, thank you so much. And if you have found value in this video, please like and comment.